now that we have the first few So I've been meaning to do this video for a while, and this was well, for me, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I wanted to cover the first 5 seasons of Invasions thus far. So, Season of the Spectre, Scorpion, Season of the Blood Moon, Nintara, Season of the Cryomancer, Sub-Zero, Season of the Huntress, which was supposed to have been Season of Chaos for some reason, and then Season of the Thunder God. I'm going to categorize the invasions so far into 3 separate categories. We're going to go story, rewards, boss fight, and just overall, and then finally post-invasion, post-boss invasion areas. So let us begin Season 1, Season of the Spectre, Scorpion.
The Scorpion invading our timeline also lost his wife and son to Quan Chi's murderous machinations. Consumed by grief, he searched them all to find another Harumi with whom he could rebuild his family. But in timeline after timeline, he arrived too late. Harumi was already dead. When Scorpion reached ours, he was crushed to find that, though alive, Harumi was wedded to Kuai Liang. Thwarted yet again, Scorpion's frustration exploded into rage. He has vowed to burn this entire timeline. If he cannot have Harumi, no one will.
Alright, so let's talk about the story. I do like the idea that Scorpion is trying to basically find timelines that Harumi is still alive in. But the bro realizes the dude realizes that in every single timeline, Harumi is already but dead. So I don't blame Scorpion for trying to find his wife. But once he reached Liu Kang's main timeline, when he found out Harumi is still alive and married to, well, Kuai Liang, bro just exploded. He's livid. He was basically saying, nah, fuck this. If I can't have Harumi, nobody can. So, story, S tier. Good story.
Denied his family, his clan, and now his vengeance. Scorpion blazes with demonic fury. He will inflict it on all of his tormentors.
Now, let's talk about the rewards. The Invasion Season rewards is basically red, yellow, and orange colors for the main cast. For some of them, I think it works. I mean, Liu Kang's ones looks okay. Scorpion is good, but the rest of them I don't like for some reason. It just feels off. Which is why for the longest time, most of my characters had the base roster skin. Oops. But besides that, I actually like the Season Invasions. So let's talk. Let's talk about the boss fight. I do not like Scorpion's boss fight. I like Scorpion's boss fight, but there's one stage where he just literally throws chains throughout the entire battle. You miss one, you get burned. But let's talk about the boss skin that you get. Blaze of Glory. I'm going to say it now. Best Scorpion skin that we ever got.
Though defeated, Scorpion remained consumed by rage. He was a clear and present danger to all timelines. But I knew that it would take compassion, not combat, to calm his fury. Using the hourglass, I found a timeline that Scorpion could not. One which had an unattached Harumi. This Harumi is unlike any other. Having lost her Hanzo to that timeline's Quan Chi, it is she who has become Scorpion. Bonding over their shared grief, Hanzo and Harumi join forces to defeat evil in her timeline. It is not just Quan Chi. Fear these Scorpion's stings.
Alright. So, post-boss. I think the areas are fine. I do like the mesas for it. So, in general, Scorpion is going in A tier. It's good. It could have been better. But I do like the premise that Scorpion is basically saying, nah, bro, if I can have Harumi, basically he wants to burn all reality. Damn, man. Hanzo can't catch a break. So let us begin Season 2, Season of the Blood Moon.
Eternians from
Season 2, Blood Moon.
who now vexes us is from one of the few timelines where Eternians, when they discovered other timelines and the failure of Eternians within them to flourish, this Nitara's Eternians mobilized for war. They planned to liberate every timeline's vampires and set them on the path to conquest. If they are not vanquished, they will enslave all beings to Eternis. The Eternian.
Alright, so, story. This was one of the weaker ones, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like Nitara. And I'm gonna say it flat up, I do like Megan Fox as Nitara. Yes, say what you will, but that's just me. But, anyways, the story is good. When this Nitara comes from a timeline where, as Liu Kang just mentioned, comes from a timeline where Eternians rule, when she learned that other timelines haven't done as much, or basically extinct in prior timelines, she mobilized her forces for war. Now, let's talk about the rewards / skins for the cast. They're basically just undead costumes. We could call them just as revenants, basically. I do not like these. These costumes are okay, but they're kind of just revenant costumes. That's all that they are, which makes me sad because they could have... Maybe some of the characters can get vampire teeth or something like that to show that they're Eternians now. Sorry, I gotta get rid of that. But it could have been better.
From this other timeline make ours look almost incompetent. They fight harder, smarter, and with unbelievable skill. This new Nitara and her ilk will surely test your might.
I'm gonna be truthful with this, with Natara's boss fight. This boss fight was very tough. Because once you get to a certain point in her boss fight, the sky turns to blood, basically. So the blood rain modifier is on. She has blood armor. Her health level is so high up that it almost takes you through the entire time in order for you to break her down finally. So, in general, Nintara's season was fine. It could have been better. So here is the aftermath version of the boss.
They claim to be superior beings. Natara and her timeline's Veternians proved anything but. They foolishly underestimated the tenacity and skill of this timeline's warriors.
And sadly, the victims of this once were Kung Lao, Smoke, and Kitana.
Victims. Those are the ones who were enslaved by a pestiferous Veternian bite, and who, unless aided,
and here's the interesting thing. Lu had traveled to an alternate timeline in order to help cure his champions.
To help them, I traveled to a timeline where Veternians work for good, not evil.
Which is interesting.
They graciously shared their unique expertise, undoing the dark magic that had befallen my champions. Now, their souls and their lives have been restored. Their safe return is indeed a blessing.
So, Nintara, I'm going to give... So for Nintara, I am going to give B tier for Nintara. Her season was fine, but as I said, Scorpion is the pinnacle right now. But now we're going to cover my personal favorite season. Season 3. My personal favorite season. Season of the Cryomancer, Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero who attacks us, which is nothing less than to transform our timeline into a frozen hell. Since arriving in our timeline with his legion of Cryomancers, Sub-Zero has been unwearied in his pursuit of conquest. The monstrousness of this Sub-Zero's plans are without equal in history. He takes no prisoners, spares no lives, bent as he is on erasing from existence anyone from any reality who does not share his Lin Kuei blood. It will take champions like you to turn back Sub-Zero's frigid onslaught. May your combat save all timelines from obliteration.
Alright, let's talk about that cutscene. Oh my god. Alright. I'm saying right now, best opening season of Invasions. In my opinion. Best opening season. Sub-Zero is my reason to why I got into Mortal Kombat in the first place. And yes, I'm going to say something you're going to call heresy for. I honestly thought when I first saw Sub-Zero in Injustice 2, I honestly thought that he was a DC character. I honestly thought. Yeah, bark at me, yell at me, I don't care. That's what I honestly thought. But after learning about some more, I got involved with MK. I read everything. I watched some of the Four Snakes videos. So And Sub-Zero's one of my favorite characters from Mortal Kombat. Now let's talk about the story. The story is one of my favorite stories they've done is my personal favorite story for Invasions. This Sub-Zero comes from a timeline that basically says, nah, let's just focus on conquest. No reason behind it, just basically a real boss fight. And Bro's basically saying, let's basically freeze all timelines. So sort of like Scorpion, this Sub-Zero is pissed.
Despite your victories against his minions, Sub-Zero's icy resolve has not been melted. Perhaps defeating him will shatter it.
Alright, rewards. Rewards. I like these costumes for the cast. The blue, the whites, the snow decals. I absolutely love these skins. In fact, I decided that when next time winter comes back, I'm going to be having all that for my characters. Well, besides the DLC characters, of course. And besides Liu Kang. I love that season of Invasions. I love... Basically, Rampart, once you get to it, it's just basically covered in snow. I love it. 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 I feel like I'm walking in a winter wonderland. Sorry. Post-fight.
Even in defeat, this dark Sub-Zero proved most intransigent. Given a chance to surrender, he refused to concede, forcing my allies to finish him. Robbed of their Grandmaster's cunning and tactical genius, Sub-Zero's cryomancers quickly fell to pieces. The rout that followed was utterly complete. It will take decades to repair this Cold War's devastation. But as the ice thaws and a new spring begins, I find myself hopeful. Once again, my champions have risen to this timeline's defense. And once again, they have emerged victorious.
Alright, I'm just gonna say it. I don't care. Sub-Zero season S tier. Sorry, I gotta close that up. Alright. I love Scorpion's. I love Sub-Zero season the most out of all of them. So. Now let's begin Season 4. The Huntress, which was supposed to be Season of Chaos.
There once was a Shang Tsung even more ambitious than ours. Having created a Melina hybrid, he decided that she wasn't quite perfect. She needed more intelligence. His intelligence. So he created a new Melina. One with Katana's grace, Tarkatan ferociousness, and the sorcerer's boundless intellect. In the end, she proved his undoing. This new Melina killed her creator, made his flesh pit the hybrid factory which she uses to construct multitudes exactly like her. Now an army of Ultra Melinas has invaded this timeline. If it is not stopped, we are doomed.
Okay, story. As I said earlier, this season was supposed to have been focused on Havoc. But when I was expecting this season, Season 4, I thought that, everybody is going to be getting pink and purple costumes because of, Melina. no, this season is literally nothing more but a promo for Havoc. I hate these costs, but I'll talk about that later.
Great genius and wanton cruelty are two attributes one hopes not to find in the same being. Unfortunately, Melina has both. If she is not destroyed, she will turn this timeline into her personal hunting ground, and the suffering of its inhabitants will be exquisite.
Now, rewards. I'm going to talk about it. I hate these costumes with a vengeance. I hate these costumes with a vengeance. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Because they look like fruit roll-ups. I hate it. I really wanted this to be Melina's season. So, pink and purple costumes for the cast. Fruit roll-up looking at skins. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Now boss fight.
The hybrid army was smashed. Its remnants quickly retreated to its timeline of origin. Though the battle was won, the war was not over. The fleeing hybrids were pursued back to their flesh pits. Trapped there, they were obliterated. But even that victory was not total. Some escaped, and they are determined to reconstitute their numbers. Now a squadron travels from timeline to timeline, seeking out these final pockets of resistance. It must find and destroy all of the remaining hybrids. For if even one of these Melinas survives, the realms remain in peril.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm not gonna be happy. I'm not going to be hesitant. No mercy. This was the worst season of Invasions. The worst. I didn't even want to do it because of how ugly the skins for the cast were. I just didn't want to go any further with it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Moving on. Next. So again, Chapter 5. Season of Storms. Raiden.
When this dark Raiden learned of other timelines and Earth realms, he vowed to protect them all. He set out to build an impenetrable magic barrier to shield them from outside incursions. To power this barrier, Raiden wants to connect each Earth realm's Jinsei, its life force, together. But commingling the immense cosmic power of all Jinseis will cause an explosion which will destroy reality. Entrenched in his position, Raiden refuses to heed the danger. He will connect the Jinseis and create the barrier, no matter what it takes, and no matter whom he must kill.
Basically, in this, Raiden is unhinged, and basically when he learned that other timelines fell to evil, he wants to use all Jinseis across all timelines, but that will cause a reality-shifting Armageddon. So, story, S tier.
The Thunder God's attempt to fuse Jinseis had drawn the attention of Raidens from other timelines.
Oh, oops. That's not it.
Only one combatant remains to stop him. Without hesitation or remorse, Raiden has slain all who dared stand in his way.
So
Only
this
one
begs the question.
method remains to stop him.
Does this mean that Raiden basically killed Liu Kang then? We're ignoring that right now.
The attempt to fuse Jinseis had drawn the attention of Raidens from other timelines. Banding together, they broke his connection with them and purged from him the dark power which had driven him to madness. His senses returned. Raiden quickly realized his grave mistake. How he had nearly destroyed all timelines in a universal Armageddon. He set to work with his counterparts to heal the damage that had been wrought. Though I wish to trust this newly reformed Raiden, I fear I cannot. His dark urges pose too great a threat. Thus, I have banished him to the void, the vast expanse of nothingness which exists between realms. He will not return until he convinces me that he is no danger to our safety.
Alright, so... I'm sorry how many times I dropped my phone during the making of this video. The making of this video. So... rewards. I do like the character cosmetics for certain characters. For right now, for my Rain, I'm actually using his float charge skin. I don't know how you get that one. I forgot. But I think I bought it from the shop or got it through Invasions. But I did like that we extra got some skins for Invasions. I'm glad that we actually got Kung Lao's Order of Darkness skin. And a little tease of Reptile's Order of Darkness costume too. So thanks, NetherRealm. But I'm going to be truthful with this. I hate you guys for making the time trials for Raiden necessary. Screw you. I hate the season Invasions. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So, I'm going to be, overall, good story, great rewards. So, for Raiden, I'm going to be nice and pop him in A tier. So, the first one that goes is Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Raiden, Nitara, and then Melina down at the bottom. Nothing in C tier. So we're going to see what happens with Reptile and the other seasons of Invasions. So for now, let's just call it Mortal Kombat 1 Invasions. Alright, so that's my... So right now, that is all the Invasions as of this moment. Once we get more Invasions, but it won't be a while. Because I want to wait until those other seasons come out until I do that video as well. So, overall, my personal favorite season is Sub-Zero. Because as I said in his thing, I do like the character. I like the badass costume for Sub-Zero. I love it. The story is awesome. The rewards are fantastic. And it gives the characters a wintry element. So anyways, this has been part 1 of Invasions. Bye!